So when we break down these nutrients, these macromolecules, our carbohydrates are going to give us glucose and other monosaccharides, so like fructose and things like that. So you eat a bagel, it gets broken down, and all those carbohydrates in the bagel get broken down into their monomers of the glucose molecules. Any fats, say there's butter on that bagel, those triglycerides are going to get broken down into their components, the glycerol and fatty acids. The proteins, if you had bacon with that bagel, the protein will get broken down into its amino acids. So these are why we talked about all the macromolecules and their components, because it's these components that we need, these monomers that we need for our cells to generate ATP. So the catabolism is going to be breaking down these molecules of monomers to their components, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and hydrogen. So when we break them down, they can go through glycolysis and create pyruvate, which is a 3-carbon structure. The pyruvate is needed to make acetyl coenzyme A. Acetyl coenzyme A is needed to enter into the Krebs cycle. And then after the Krebs cycle, there are hydrogen ions that are released during the Krebs cycle that will enter into the electron transport chain. And so this is basically the order of how our cells are going to produce energy, or ATP. This one, glucose to pyruvate, is the most efficient starting point for generating this process, or for beginning this sequence of events. You can, as I've been saying, use the amino acids, and you can use the fatty acids and the glycerol. You can use those components to get to the same pathways. However, each of these require extra steps by the cell before they can really be used. Glucose is the one monomer that is really straightforward. It enters into the pathway of glycolysis and starts the sequence of events. And so really, if you're low on blood sugar, then that's why someone might give you something like an apple juice or an orange. A fruit has so many of those simple sugar monomers in them, monosaccharides, that it's easy and quick for your body to use that to generate ATP. And again, this glycolysis or anaerobic pathway is going to be happening in the cytoplasm, or the cytosol of the cell, and then the Krebs cycle and the electron transport chain